Let's try. I'm going to be facing the sun. All right, well, that's a little better. Uh, the trial is in recess until 1:30 p.m. Let's see what time is it anyway? 12:23. So I've got about an hour because I'll go back over there about 1:15 and get back upstairs. What we're in is still in the middle of jury selection, and I got there in the middle of the process. In this current panel, I believe they've got 45 of their 50. They're going to come back this afternoon. They're going to go through more jurors, and then tomorrow at 9 in the morning, they're going to do some cleanup in the court, and then they're going to start, I believe, finalizing the jury selection process. They want to, I gather, 50 jurors and panels so that they can go through and pick the final jurors and alternates. And then Thursday is, I believe, going to be some motions and any residual things that have to do with jury selection. If they get the jury impaneled, then we go into all the Brady instructions, and then there is a possibility that we'll have opening arguments on Friday. This is one of these things that's going to play out day by day. The prosecution pointed out that they had somewhere in the area of 500 requests of one sort or another that they have to get through. Their primary concern is they want to have it so that they can get all these motions about photographs, body cam footage, and so on and so forth, medical records, all that, out of the way before seating the jury so that the jury's not having to be ushered in and out of the courtroom every time something needs to be addressed. And so that's where we stand at this time. Now, basically, I am waiting for the representatives from Trial TV are on their way down here, and I'm going to talk to them, introduce myself and everything, and then kind of help him with the process. I have a temporary media permit, which will allow me to stand in until my formal media credentials are out of the way. They did accept this credential, but Orange County has a separate credential that they want you to have in order to have what they call the media treatment. It's a specific place where they have the media sit in the courtroom, and depending on how much media shows up, it will depend on whether or not we're going to have a problem getting into court. It's looking like, from the comments based by the judge, that we're looking at 2.5 weeks of trial. One individual, his concern was getting time off. This is a juror. And he hadn't heard back from his employer to see if that's going to be a hardship for him. And so they're waiting on that juror to hear from his employer to see if he's going to be seated. Another juror was dismissed because he got caught in the hurricane and had extensive flood damage and has a lot of paperwork that he has to get out of the way on that. So he was dismissed. There was a lady, I'd say she's in her late 30s, early 40s, that had seen the infamous suitcase video, and they questioned her, both the defense, the prosecution, and the judge, regarding her exposure to the case through that video, anything she might have seen online, local coverage of the case, and any interaction she had with friends and family. Apparently, to this point, she has cleared the first hurdle of staying within the prospective jury pool. And so at this time, I don't have numbers of any jurors that have been permanently seated. I think we won't know this until at least Thursday sometime by the looks of things. Now, best case scenario, maybe by noon tomorrow they would be all cleared up and we could move forward with getting the jurors their instructions as what they can and cannot do once they're on the panel, and so on. As far as prospective jurors, they've been instructed to call Orange County Sheriff, who handles these things on a daily basis, in the afternoon, after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, to find out if they've been finally selected for jury duty and reporting instructions and so on and so forth. So this means that the jurors, either pre-selected or selected, are going to have to call each and every day after 5 o'clock p.m. to find out if they're going to be on jury duty, and then if they are on jury duty, if they have to report to the court each and every day. So the court's playing this day by day when it comes to impaneling the jury, and then once the panel's in place, telling them what they need to do on a daily basis. And that's where we stand right now. Miss Brooke was in the courtroom. They brought her in full shackles. This is your handcuffs. They put these real shiny, thick chains around her waist, and they shackle her feet. So she's basically like a caged animal every time she comes into court. And then, she goes through the process. She has done little or no interaction with the counsel on either side of her. I believe there's about 5 individuals that are on her defense team. And so, in other trials, such as the Neely Blanchard trial up in Ocala, Neely was always active with the court, talking to the prosecution of all things, and just heavily interacted. Sarah Brooke is basically just sitting there quietly while the judges do or the defense team does their thing, so to speak. She basically just looks straight to the back door. Her back is to the judge, so she's not looking at the judge, and so on and so forth. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow and this afternoon, that's kind of a wait situation to see what her interaction is going to be. But each time she's brought in or exited from the courtroom, she is in restraints, shackles, handcuffs, and so forth. As for what she's wearing, it's wearing a light gray suit, actually a female business suit, and it blends in with the lawyers on either side of her. They all seem to be wearing the same outfit. And so, anybody that doesn't know who a person is in this case would mistake her for an attorney. She's got real short hair, ear-length hair, I guess you could call it. It just comes down over her ears. A lot like, if anybody's seen Nancy Grace, it's a lot like her hairstyle. That's basically it for my briefing, guys. I will be live texting from the court onto my Twitter account, X as it's known as now, and then maybe tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will either go on somebody's channel as a guest, or I will live stream on my own channel and give my observations of what went on in the court today. Now, I don't know if this courtroom is going to be the one that's used in the trial. If it is, we're going to have a devil of a time getting seated. This is a very small courtroom. They seated the jurors 50 at a time. They put the media in the jury box since there's no jury. So once the jury is selected, that's going to be less room for anybody else. And I don't know where we're going to be put. I have a feeling this would be moved to a larger courtroom in order to accommodate the general public plus any media representation there. It's my understanding the court TV is the pool streamer. They are broadcasting the trial live, and all media sources have access to it through courttv.com. So, they're doing the same thing they did with major trials in the past. The only thing that's changed is we no longer have a press room. They've done away with it. So unless you got a key to the Sally Port down in the front of the courtroom, you're at the mercy of Court TV and your local affiliates. But you can feed off of them. There's, since they're a pool, they have to share their content, and so everybody can get access to that. So until later today, everybody have a good one. I will brief you all, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read the messages on here, because I'm out in the full sun with these sunglasses on, trying to get my phone out of the little holder it's in. Boop. All right. And so I will read messages and go from there, have my lunch, and then go back into the courtroom. Let me see. Right now, stand away. It is hot today in Florida. Stay. Okay. Oh. All right, let me see if this is going to start. I've had battery problems in this car. So if it sits for more than a certain period of time, the battery is dead. Yep. All right. Let me put you here. I got to do a little magic mechanic here because it is hot in this thing. So in order for me to get air conditioning, I got to put my little battery box on the car to start it. It takes a minute. These little buzzes are pretty handy. I've got a regular commercial battery box, but it weighs a ton. This thing here has a combination charger and a battery pack that I use when I do field broadcasts. So, be right back. Okay, let's see how we did here. Success. Day in the life of a live streamer. Alright. Alright, let me take these things off because now I'm in the shade again. Oh, you pretty. Hey. Okay, let's see. Hi, Rebecca. Nice of you to tune in. This it's a fairly new battery. I switch act up, and it would the tail lights would stay on, and so I would constantly have to start the battery every morning, and I think it's damaged the battery, and I'm probably going to have to pick up another one eventually. Right now I can put up with this because if I don't start the car a lot, I'm all set. So yeah, these chargers are pretty effective. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now. Gonna eat my lunch so you guys aren't having to watch me eat lunch, and then I will go down to the courthouse and start this all over again. So until we meet again, have a good one. Be back on the air about 20 after 1 or so when I report back into court. Bye. And go.